A tray crashed. Food scattered across the cafeteria floor. Jordan Davenport froze, his crutch ripped from under him and held high like a trophy. "Careful, cripple," one bully sneered, his voice dripping with mockery. The crowd howled. Phones shot up, red recording lights glowing like hungry eyes. Another shove sent juice spilling across Jordan's shirt, the sticky liquid spreading like a stain he couldn't wash away. "Daddy's money can't help you now," someone jeered. Chants echoed, cruel, rhythmic. Fight, fight, fight. Some kids laughed, others just stared. But at the far table, Nia Carter set down her fork, quiet, steady, watching. The bullies didn't notice her stand. Not yet. And when she did, nothing in that glittering cafeteria would ever be the same. Here, we uncover the hidden battles that reveal how courage can outshine cruelty. If you believe every voice deserves to be heard, like this video and keep watching, because sometimes the smallest act of bravery can shake the entire room. Jordan Davenport knew humiliation like a second skin. At 11 years old, he had endured more cruelty than most adults could imagine. Born with a condition that left him with a permanent limp, his gait uneven, he was marked from the beginning as different. At Crestwood Academy, where perfection was paraded like a crown, difference was blood in the water. His mother, Elise, had once been his anchor. She tucked him in at night with lullabies and whispered promises that tomorrow would be brighter. But cancer stole her away one winter, leaving Jordan with only her last words. "Don't ever let them convince you you're less, my star. The sky doesn't care how fast you walk. It still shines for you." But the stars didn't feel like they shone for him at Crestwood. Not in the marble halls where wealth gleamed from polished shoes. Not in the cafeteria where laughter turned sharp at his expense. Every step he took was a reminder. Sneakers squeaked behind him, mocking his limp. Whispered nicknames shot like arrows. Crippled Prince, Rich Daddy's mistake. And at home, his father, Charles Davenport, billionaire industrialist, tried to be present. But Charles spoke in contracts, deadlines, mergers, not bedtime stories. His love was buried under board meetings and first-class flights. He didn't mean to neglect Jordan, but absence leaves wounds just the same. So Jordan shrank. He kept his eyes low, his voice quiet, his crutch steady, even when his heart trembled. Across town, another child carried a different kind of weight. Nia Carter, 12 years old, was the daughter of Denise Carter, a nurse who worked double shifts just to keep the lights on. Clothes came from thrift stores, food from discount bins, and shoes were worn until the soles tore. Yet what Nia inherited wasn't money. It was resilience. Her late grandfather, Clarence Carter, had been a martial artist and community mentor. His tiny dojo, long since shuttered, had once kept neighborhood kids off the streets. His mantra lived in Nia: never throw the first punch, never fight for ego, protect the weak. Nia trained alone in the cracked dojo, bowing to a memory. Each stance was a conversation with the man she lost too early. At Crestwood Academy, where she was a scholarship student, whispers followed her too. Charity case. Doesn't belong here. They mocked her thrift shoes, her plain lunches. But she never reacted. She blended in, quiet, watchful, steady as steel. Two kids from opposite worlds. One draped in wealth but starved of love. The other clothed in thrift but armored with discipline. Both invisible in their own way. Both mocked for things they never chose. And fate placed them in the same cafeteria. At Crestwood, privilege wasn't just currency. It was armor. Jason Hale wore it like a crown. Blonde hair slicked back, sneakers worth more than rent. His family's name etched into gym walls. His crew, Connor Reeves and Bryce Taylor, shadowed his every step. They didn't walk the halls. The halls bent for them. Jordan was invisible until Jason decided to notice him. Nia was a target the moment she crossed their line of sight. Phones hovered in every cafeteria corner. Cruelty wasn't questioned. It was content. The question wasn't, should I stop this? But will this go viral? Friday. The cafeteria buzzed with weekend energy. Trays clattered, laughter bounced off polished walls. Jason's shadow fell over Jordan's table. Connor cracked his knuckles. Bryce's phone camera already glowed red. One shove. Jordan's tray toppled, juice spilling across his shirt like shame. The crowd erupted in laughter. Chants surged. "Fight, fight, fight!" Connor snatched Jordan's crutch and waved it high. "Who wants this?" he mocked. The cafeteria howled. Jordan's shoulders hunched, breath shallow. He wanted to disappear. And then, Nia moved. She rose from her corner table, every step deliberate. Fork still in her hand, her face calm, unreadable. Phones didn't notice at first. But Jason did. "Well, look who it is," he sneered. "The charity girl." Connor laughed. "You his bodyguard. You gonna limp with him too?" The cafeteria exploded with cruel laughter. But Nia didn't flinch. She bent down, picked up Jordan's tray, set it gently back. She straightened his chair. Every move controlled. Jordan stared, stunned. Her eyes met his. Steady, unshaken. "You're not alone." Jason sneered deeper, stepping closer. "That's cute. A pity party?" He shoved Jordan again, harder. Jordan stumbled, but Nia caught him. One hand braced, holding him upright. The cafeteria hushed. Jason mistook silence for fear. His fist cocked back. Gasps rippled. Phones zoomed, Jason swung. But Nia wasn't there. With one fluid pivot, she let his punch slice empty air. His momentum betrayed him. He slammed into a table with a crash. Gasps turned to shrieks. Phones shook. Connor charged, aiming a sloppy kick at Jordan. But Nia's hand shot out, redirecting his leg, flipping him flat onto the floor. Silence. The cafeteria wasn't laughing anymore. It was watching. For the first time all year, Jordan stood taller, his crutch back in his hand, returned by the calm black girl they thought invisible. Jason scrambled up, red-faced, trembling with disbelief. He lunged again, wild, desperate to reclaim dominance. Nia shifted like water, redirecting him into the wall. Phones shook harder. Gasps turned into awe. Whispers spread. She didn't even hit him. That's martial arts. Who is she? Jason staggered back, fists trembling, fear cracking his arrogance. He swung once more. Nia flowed again, redirecting. He slammed to the floor. She bent, picked up Jordan's crutch, placed it back into his hand. "Stand tall," she whispered. And for the first time, he did. The cafeteria doors burst open. Vice Principal Reynolds stormed in, heels striking tile like gavels. Her sharp eyes landed not on Jason sprawled on the floor, not on Connor groaning, but on Nia. "You, suspended. Effective immediately." Gasps swept the room. Phones swung toward her. "That's not fair," kids shouted. But Reynolds didn't flinch. "Violence is unacceptable." Jason smirked weakly, believing he'd won, until a girl named Maya stepped forward. Her phone still recording. "No, ma'am. You didn't see enough. I have it all." She cast the footage to the cafeteria smartboard. Jason's shove. Connor's kick. Nia's calm redirections, never striking first. Gasps filled the room as truth spread. Reynolds flushed crimson. Nia's voice cut steady. "We didn't fight for ego. We stood when we had to." The cafeteria erupted. Cheers, claps, even tears. Justice wasn't just spoken, it was seen. By nightfall, the clip hit social media. TikTok edits, Instagram reels, Twitter hashtags. "Stand tall," Geshkirch Nia Carter, she, discipline, over cruelty millions replayed her movements. Millions quoted her whisper, "Stand tall." And in a penthouse high above the city, Charles Davenport, Jordan's billionaire father, watched the video in silence. He saw his son stumble then rise with Nia's steady hand. He saw her discipline, her control. And for the first time in years, Charles put down his phone not for a contract but for his son. He texted, "Proud of you. I'm on my way." The next morning, Crestwood's cafeteria wasn't a lunchroom. It was a courtroom. Jason and Connor stood humiliated. Forced apologies fell from their lips. Nia, calm as ever, demanded more. "Don't just apologize to us. Apologize to everyone you mocked." The room roared with cheers. The balance of power shifted forever. And that night, Charles sat beside Jordan, not as a billionaire, but as a father. No contracts, no emails. Just presence. They mocked a boy for his limp. They sneered at a girl for being poor. They thought cruelty ruled the room. But when fists flew, it wasn't violence that silenced the crowd. It was discipline. Nia Carter didn't need wealth, designer clothes, or loud words. She carried her grandfather's code. And with it, she gave Jordan back his voice. Together, they showed Crestwood Academy that courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it simply stands tall. This is Black Response, where stories of resilience break through the noise and prove that silence is never defeat. If this story moved you, like this video and share it. For every child who's been overlooked. For every parent who's prayed their child would find strength. And don't forget to subscribe. And watch our previous story for another powerful lesson that shows why courage can never be silenced.